Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another weekly edition of Timeout Talks. This is our WrestleMania special, which is streaming to you live on the Kirk Minahan Show Network, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Rumble. Timeout Talks is brought to you by Chase and Bill's Custom T-shirts and accessories, the Ice Shaker, Make It Mac, and now we are proudly a part of the Kirk Minahan Network. Joining me to my right is James. How's it going?
What's going on, man? I'm pumped, man. What's going on?
Let's do it. We've got a lot to talk about. As I was saying to James earlier, we are going to basically preview every single match that we can on both cards. We'll get to everything. And we'll try to go in chronological order of what we like least important to most important towards the end. We did shuffle the tag team match that's supposed to be on night 1 card to night 2. So if you're a little confused with that, it's fine. We're kind of doing that because it's all going to play in. But James, WrestleMania 40 is here. The weekend has finally come, and hopefully Cody gets to finish the story.
Yeah, man, I'm super excited. I've been, we watched it last year, and we thought he was going to win. We thought, the stars lined up last year. It didn't work out, so we're pulling for him to win, man. I think he deserves it with Roman's schedule right now, and I think I don't want to kind of spoil what we're thinking later, but hopefully Cody finishes the story. We'll get to it later, though.
Oh, 100%. We've got. Hey, I'm sorry that Harry Minahan is not running this. Sorry about that.
That would have been awesome. Bring him in. I know they were supposed to go to the Rumble.
Yeah, I wonder if that ended up happening, but
I don't think they did. We went last year, man.
Yeah, we did. Awesome. San Antonio was a great. Just remember all those people like on the rafts, and they're literally like doing yes chants. They're doing all these predictions. You got the people who are literally controlling the rafts, like the workers down there on the river, whatever the hell was going on. They're asking people who they think is going to win the Rumble and so on. But here we go. Here we go. Now we're getting Rob in here. Who let this dude on the show? Rob's here.
Who's that? Fireman Ed? There he is.
We've got Patrick Crowley. Hopefully you're a WWE guy. But I'll read the rest of the comments. I guess I'm a moron. So, and I guess this show sucks. So,
who the hell is Patrick Crowley?
No idea. Jameson McGowan. Okay. Thanks, man.
Jameson, great name. That's a great name. It's my son's name.
Let's hop right into it, James. Let's start with night 1. One of the, I don't want to say least interesting matches on the card, but that is Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill going up against Damage Control, and that is Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. That is a 6-way tag team match. Didn't make a graphic for that, but James, thoughts on that?
I think Damage Control wins. We'll keep it quick. Yeah, I think they win, and then I think Bayley wins the belt later, so I don't want to spoil it. But I think they kind of somehow – I don't know if they lead something where for Jade and or what is it? What the hell? Her name's Jade, right?
Jade Cargill.
Yeah, and Bianca. I think maybe something might happen that leads into a feud for them. That's my thinking, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they've slowly kind of integrated Jade Cargill. I mean, she's kind of just gone out there, flexed her muscles, and that's kind of it. Kind of excited to see her in the in-ring. And I mean, we got, why is Josh talking like a BO boy? I don't like this already. That's all right. And we've got Hostage Take Curtis. Welcome back, saying the Cody and Ariel Helwani is a must-listen interview there.
Yeah, I listened to like 20 minutes of it, but yeah, whoever said that, yeah, that's great. Was that Blind Mike's penis too? That's interesting.
It was. So thanks, Blind Mike's penis. I'm already coming at me. I mean, hey, we know we were going to get shit for it. But that's all right. We're going to move on to the next match on the card that I thought, I mean, I hate to kind of downplay this, but I'm kind of just, this whole storyline with Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. I mean, this kind of feels like it's just been brewing for a little bit, just brewing a little bit too long. We saw Dominic versus Rey last year. I'll go first on this one, James. I actually think Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee are going to get the win in this. I'm kind of conflicted because, I feel like a lot of the baby faces are going to come up with wins on WrestleMania, but I think Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio get this one done. and that's going to make 2 losses for Dominic Mysterio to Rey Mysterio on WrestleMania.
Yeah. I'll go the other way. I think Dom and I think they win. Keep it short and sweet. I think he gets his revenge. They'll probably, cheat to somehow get the win. Maybe pull the tights, do something cheap shot. Who knows? But I think they get it done.
Yeah, 100%. And we've got hostage take Curtis on that. They've dragged out storyline way too far, in his opinion. I agree. I mean, this has been since Rey Mysterio's injury, just kind of a filler match, I feel like, just to kind of bolster and kind of heat up that WrestleMania, card, just to have Rey Mysterio and his son kind of going at it. And I feel like they didn't want to have a rematch there, but I agree, James and Curtis. I disagree with James. I think it's going to be the faces that win, but again, let's get to a more interesting one. Brother versus brother. Jey Uso. Main event Jey taking on Jimmy Uso. Main event Jey and Jimmy Uso. This has been one that has been hyped up. I mean, they've pretty much built this up for a full year, James.
Yeah.
This match I'm very excited for. It seems, every Monday Night Raw, they're kind of giving us glimpses of that, whether Jimmy and, the bloodline screwing over Jey in some way, in some fashion. They've kind of intertwined it in that, final boss tag team match with Cody Rhodes and that whole storyline. But I'm very interested in seeing what you think for this one.
I'm curious what everyone, whoever's watching, what they think. To be honest, my honest opinion here is I think the build-up's been terrible for this fight. Brother versus brother, I thought it'd be like a little more like mic time. I know they did have some mic time, but I feel like obviously the other guys in the bloodline have kind of put them on the back burner here, but I wish there was more of a build-up because I think this is a huge match. It's a tough one. I feel like if Jimmy loses, it kind of buries him a little, but I'll go Jey. I think Jey gets it done.
Wow.
And I think the fans, yeah. So this is going to be 100%, 100% there. Unless I'm really torn on this one. I'm 50-50. I could see it going either way. I know that's kind of sitting on the fence here, but I'll go Jey. I think Jey. He's got huge reaction from the crowd. I think he'll get it done.
And yeah, we've got Blind Mike's penis, 17 super kicks minimum, and hostage take Curtis yeet. So he got Jey Uso. I got Jey Uso too. I'm feeling the yeet. I think main event Jey. I was completely wrong on him. I mean, I know last year James is going to kind of poo-poo that and be like, dude, I told you this guy's legit. I just didn't want him to be the guy who dethrones Roman. That didn't end up happening. I'm happy. I actually was kind of pulling for Jey Uso to maybe take that belt off of Gunther leading into WrestleMania, and then this match kind of has a belt on the storyline. To your point, I know you've mentioned this in the past. It didn't really need the belt to this storyline because it's kind of, they've been building up for a while, but I agree with your take. It felt kind of like that year of building it up. They started at the Royal Rumble, and it's kind of been more about Cody Rhodes versus Roman in The Rock, in terms of like how they've been booking this. But again, I think Jey Uso gets the job done. I think he's the better brother. No shade to Jimmy, but I just think it's main event Jey Uso's time. And I think that hopefully this win can kind of catapult him to, an Intercontinental Championship, or even maybe we get to see Jey Uso challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship. So
these name things remind me of like AOL. It's just AOL names back in the day.
Oh, 100%. We've got Donnie is pissed that we didn't. He's saying they need to make it more clear the show is not live on KMS. These shit shows are making me want to even check out the YouTube channel anymore. So thank you, Donnie.
Tell Donnie to go fuck himself.
James not having it with Donnie. So yeah, thanks Donnie for that one. James is not pleased with that. As we move on here, 6-man tag team match. We've got Grayson Waller, Austin Theory, DIY taking on R-Truth in The Miz, Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne, and we've got 2/3 of the New Day, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. All of these 5 teams challenging for those 2 tag titles that Damian Priest and Finn Balor have, representing the Judgment Day. 6-way tag ladder match. They somehow found a way to get the ladder match back into the pay-per-view, into the fold. James, Thank you, Patrick Ford. Thank you, John Links. Glad to be here. But James, what's your thoughts on this one? I'm actually kind of excited for this one, and I think we might be seeing a title change for this match.
Yeah, I totally agree. Believe it or not, I think R-Truth and The Miz get it done. I think they win this match. I think this is going to be a super exciting fight. You know, always ladder matches, WrestleMania is always crazy stuff. You know, the Hardy Boys. Yeah, I think you're right. I think there's going to be a title change. And I'm curious if there is some sort of cash in for Priest. I get why they put the briefcase with him, but I also think they messed up doing it. He's just not. He's a mid-tier guy, and I have no problem with that. You need guys like that, but he's just, if they put a title on him, I'm going to AEW.
Wow, he's going to AEW.
Unless he cashes in on Drew or something. If Drew wins, he better not do it on the other one.
If he does it on Cody, and I know James has been kind of alluding to this, you said, how interesting would it be if Cody somehow like wins, but he never officially is handed the title, and then they do cash in? I mean, I would not be okay with that. We've also got Blind Mike's penis. We seem to be ruffling his feathers, getting underneath his skin. AOL name, ? What kind of pussy-ass name is James? Which is
this dude's got Blind Mike's penis, man. It's like an AOL name back in the day. I don't know, man. I don't know why he's getting upset about it.
That's fair. Going back old school with the AOL in instant messenger there. But let's get to a mid-card match where nothing wrong with that. I mean, this guy has elevated this title. He is, in my opinion, in a lot of wrestling fans' opinions, probably one of the best in-ring wrestlers I've ever seen, and probably one of the best in-ring wrestlers in the world right now. And that is Gunther. He is taking on Sami Zayn in a controversial little match here. A lot of people felt Chad Gable should have been slid into this match. So I want to throw that in, get your thoughts on that. But Sami Zayn taking on Gunther, who has the longest reigning champion as the Intercontinental Champion. And James, I think that this one is going to be amazing. I think Sami Zayn's going to do great. I think anytime Gunther gets in the ring, he elevates his opponents. Unbelievable. We'll probably see I'm pretty sure it was Blind Mike or Hostage Take Curtis, who said we're going to see 17 super kicks in the brother versus brother Uso match. We're probably going to see 45 chops to Sami Zayn's chest in this one. It's going to be a brutal match. And I think I have the Ring General taking the win in this one. As much as I would love for Sami Zayn to take it off of him, I think that this is going to be one of the titles that remains on the champion. I think Gunther is going to continue his legacy, and I think soon we're going to see him lose that title, but not quite yet.
Wow, okay. I'm going the other way. I'm going to say there's a title change. I'm going to say I think it's time for Gunther to move on to the heavyweight title picture. So whether Drew or Rollins, whoever wins that, I think he'll be in the picture for that now. I think it's Sami's time. They're building up like a Rocky thing with him, in Philadelphia. I feel like he's got a little momentum behind him. He's the underdog story. I think he deserves it, with him losing in Montreal last year. I think it would be a nice story. And I think I don't think Gunther losing the belt is a bad thing. I think, he's just going to keep going, ascending. So, yeah, I think Sami Zayn takes. I think there's gonna be a lot of title changes, man. Which is good.
I mean, hey, this is the time of the year. This is, the end, that rush, the end of the year, in WWE's eyes. This is where storylines change. This is where the next Monday, which they will be competing with the NCAA championship game, but I think they'll do fine on Monday Night Raw. This is where a lot of storylines are going to change, and hopefully we will see a lot of title changes. Hopefully we will see one at the end. And controversial take followed by a stupid take. Blind Mike not happy. I mean, this guy, he's just looking for attention because he doesn't get it elsewhere. So, I mean, thanks for joining
What does that mean? A controversial take followed by a stupid take? No, whatever. I got a question. Could Priest cash it in on this?
I was going to get there. I think personally, James, I agree with you, and I think the WWE has felt kind of a change. I feel like since he won the Money in the Bank, we're talking almost a year ago now, in July, things have kind of changed. I know the Judgment Day has been unbelievable, but I think it would make more sense for him to do that for this, then maybe, I don't even think he should touch the undisputed, but I think it would make more sense for him to take it off Gunther than the world heavyweight. But at the same time, maybe you make things a little interesting. I know a lot of people are kind of predicting an obvious one for Drew to win. Maybe you throw a wrench in that. We'll get to that a little bit later, but I don't think that that's the case, but I would not be mad if Damian Priest takes it off Gunther and then they move Gunther in the baby face type of direction. I know that's been kind of floated around. Moving forward here, this is kind of the last match, night one. I know we still have that tag match, which we'll get to a little bit later. We'll kind of morph that in with night two because storylines will come to follow, and we're going to take a lot of time to talk about those ones. But this is an interesting one where I know a lot of people have felt this storyline has been extremely underwhelming, and, these two deserve a lot more. And that is the World Heavyweight Champion, Rhea Ripley, taking on Becky Lynch, who won the Elimination Chamber match to get in this situation. A lot of people also feeling Becky Lynch kind of running stale right now. This is a tough one too, James. I know Rhea Ripley has arguably, I think she has been the best member of the Judgment Day. I think she is the, I know we kind of want to say Damian Priest is the unnamed leader, but I think it's Rhea Ripley. I think the fans are behind her right now. I know we've seen her whole Rikishi ass shake thing that's got even more momentum moving forward. But this match, I've really kind of come into this show not sure who's going to win. I kind of lean toward Rhea Ripley to hold it, but my personal take here, James, I love Becky Lynch. I'm not a Sean guy who's going to sit here and bash Becky Lynch and say she's stale. I love what she did back in the day. She gave me, kind of Stone Cold Steve Austin vibes with how she was able to kind of carry the company. She's one of the four horsemen, yada, yada, yada. But I still think it's Rhea Ripley's time right now, and I think it should be someone else to take that title off of her. I think if we're just giving it to Becky Lynch, we're just running the same storyline right now with her, and it's kind of run dry. I think Rhea Ripley should win, and I think she is going to retain. I have another retaining champion.
I know we got to be careful how we say this, but this is my guarantee of the night. Rhea Ripley wins. No doubt about it. I don't think they're taking it off her. I would be shocked. Becky really, I'm gonna say Rhea wins for sure.
I don't see, James, why they have to take the title off of her. It's kind of funny. Every single title match besides the tag team one, I felt that it'll stay with the champion. I think that this one definitely should. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if maybe you know more than me, but why are they just rerunning this same course for Becky Lynch, the I'm the man thing? I don't know. I feel, and this might even be a hot take on me, I feel like almost as if her and Seth Rollins should maybe take a little bit of a break after. I don't know. I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, I know their contracts are coming up. They're obviously going to stay. They've hinted that they're going to stay. I know they have, they just had a child, within the last year or so. Maybe she does take some time off. I think they're going to both stay in WWE for sure. I don't know. It definitely is. I feel weird saying stale, but something, they got to mix up her character a little bit. So we'll see. I know Rob's a huge WWE fan, but he keeps the sunglasses on and pretends he's not, but we'll see what happens.
We've got Blind Mike. He's got not Blind Mike, Blind Mike's penis. And then we get kidding. Here we go. Jaden Daniels and Adone to New England. James. This is the guy who's commented here. How do you feel about that? Quick little NFL.
No,
Jaden Daniels
it's
New England.
Drake May's coming here, man.
Drake May. James shuts it down very quickly. We're moving on to night 2. And Rob, if you were listening, put those listening ears on. I know you're too focused on AEW, but night 2, we're going to go in what we think chronological order, but we're going to get to, that tag match a little bit after. I know it's the main event of night 1, but it just makes more sense that way. Starting off night 2, this one, I almost forgot the graphic for this one because this is another storyline, James, where I feel like if they were added to Raw, I know I've heard that on the WWE podcast, if they were added to Raw, maybe they would get a little bit more better screen time and things would be a little bit more interesting. But here's 2 factions that have just recently been formed in the Final Testament, throwing Karrion Kross over there. taking on Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, who we don't know if they're babyface. We don't know if they're going heel. There's no implication on the line here. The only implication is this is two new factions just trying to, burst onto the scene. I'm going to let you take this one first, James.
This is like a Philadelphia street fight, right?
Yes, this is the Philadelphia street fight match.
Because before I was going to – this is a really tough one. I'm going to go with the Final Testament. I feel like they got to – I don't know. Can they bury them right away? It's like this is their – I don't know. It's the first big. These two teams suck. Yeah, I don't know. I like Lashley though. I do like the Street Profits. I think they're pretty good. I'll say the Final Testament gets it done. That's just my opinion. I don't really have much interest in this fight. I'm sure it'll be kind of bananas all over Philadelphia, whatever the hell they do. But I think it will be a little exciting.
Oh, 100%. I mean, this is. I think the thing about the Authors of Pain is both of these guys are really good in-ring wrestlers. They kind of just got the shit end of the stick during COVID and the cuts, which will be coming up again recently. And I think even with Karrion Kross, that's a whole faction there that kind of got, the side of the meal, whatever you want to call it. But again, I'm probably going to lean towards the Street Profits with Bobby Lashley. I think more people are interested in that and kind of also curious as to when they're going to transition Montez Ford into the singles scene. Maybe they don't. Maybe they kind of pump the brakes on that. But I've got the Street Profits winning that one. Let's get to a couple comments before we move forward here. And we've got Jaden Daniels saying over here, we should get Brandon Walker as a guest someday. That'd be great. We'd love to have him on the show. And we've got Rob saying Cross needs to go solo and get a push to win a belt.
I mean, I agree with him. I just, for some reason, that he doesn't vibe with the crowd. It's weird, but I agree. I'd like this kid. They just haven't found the right character. Whatever happened to the guy is he on NXT? He was doing like the weird stalker stuff.
I think they cut him.
He's gone.
Dexter Loomis. Loomis.
Yeah, he's gone. Yeah.
I don't know what. I might have to look that up. I don't know what's going on with him. But yeah, to Rob's point, I mean, I like Karrion Kross too. I think he could be a good mid-card guy, like at his peak. I think the way that they, he really came back after the cut, they brought him in. He kind of did this weird thing with the clock. I don't even know what the sand clock thing. And Roman Reigns was like, what the hell's going on? We all were like, oh, damn, maybe he's going to challenge Roman Reigns. That kind of got kicked to the side. I think that they're trying to kind of, as you know, under Triple H's realm and regime, they're bringing back the factions. Maybe they thought this would be a good way. Pair them up. I don't hate that, but Rob saying he's on the indies. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't crazy for Dexter Loomis. I thought it was a little weird, but maybe James liked him.
He was cool.
Moving on, we're going to get to the other women's match. I mean, this one has been picking up a little bit more steam on Friday Night SmackDown. We've got Iyo Sky, the champion, defending her title against Bayley in the former Damage Control leader. We've seen, obviously, the implications of that. Damage Control turns their back on Bayley. Bayley's being pushed as this baby face. This match obviously has implications in that other match that we previewed, the Jade Cargill debut. James, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I know you alluded to it. I think Bayley gets the win. I think that this is a title change that has to happen. Iyo Sky, it's been great, but it's kind of ran dry. I mean, she's been holding the title for almost a year now. I know Triple H likes those lengthy titles. I think she's a great in-ring wrestler, and I think, as you've mentioned, we're going to see more to kind of come out of this. Maybe even a rematch clause in Backlash or the next pay-per-view after. But I think Bayley wins this one. She's got somewhat of the crowd behind her, and this is somebody who's been killing it for a while. I know Jared's been clamoring for her to get that title and to finally get her, stake at the table. I think that's what's going to happen, and I think Bayley will be the new WWE Women's Champion.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think Bayley deserves it. She's like super underrated now. It's kind of crazy. I'll keep it short. Bayley wins. I think it's good. Iyo Sky, bright future. I think it's kind of a win-win. I think Damage Control, hopefully they win their match, still look kind of strong. Bayley gets it done. I think we're going to see we'll get there, but I'll tease it now. I think we're gonna see someone in one of these women matches or the 6-pack, whatever it is, not the
Yep.
or the women's match. I think we're gonna see Charlotte Flair show up. I know she has a torn ACL. Not saying she's gonna do anything physical, but the way you see her training and stuff seems like she's getting there.
Yep.
I think she'll make an appearance.
For sure. I mean, this is WrestleMania. There's going to be a couple more matches where I tease out a couple returns, debuts, maybe. Quick little tease there as well. But that'll be an interesting one. I think Bayley deserves it. She has to. I mean, you're kind of rooting for her, although she's crossed a lot of people and stabbed a lot of people in the back. Damage Control turns the knife on her, and you're kind of just pulling for her to get that win. This is one, James, I really feel, I know we've kind of, I don't want to poo-poo on this WrestleMania card. I do like the card. I don't want to sit here and say that a lot of the matches have been underwhelmingly, prepared and bolstered. But this match, for some reason, the only thing that comes out to me is that brawl with the, LA Knight getting arrested by the police. But this match on paper should be very, very good. I mean, this is an interesting one too. You've got AJ Styles taking on LA Knight. No title match here, no huge implications, but I do think, little bold prediction here, we will see a push out of one of these two wrestlers after this match. And James, I know I kind of talked about a little bit here. It seems like I'm hating on the building and the booking for WrestleMania. I'm not. I just feel like a lot of the title matches have kind of taken a lot of the pressure away from these random matches that have no implications. And this almost kind of feels like a filler match for me. I think it'll be a good one, but I think LA Knight comes out on top. I think the crowd, he needs something, and I think he may even be in the fold for a World Heavyweight Championship match further to come. Down the line, I should say.
Yeah, it's a great match. Should be a good in-ring match. Two really good wrestlers. Obviously, AJ Styles is unbelievable, phenomenal. I'm going to say LA Knight wins. I feel like he deserves it. He's had a heck of a year. Had that title match with Roman Reigns. I don't know. Maybe like AJ Styles will snap and like get disqualified, so doesn't like actually lose. But yeah, I'll make it quick. I'll say LA Knight wins somehow.
And Rob here, I agree with that one. Clean sweep of the LA Knight, and I think he needs that win. Did we talk about the ladder match yet? I had to step away from my phone. Yes, we did, Rob. We both said that the faction representing. Yeah, we both said Miz. Actually, did I even say my take?
I don't think you did.
I don't think I did. I also agree with you. I think I have Miz and Truth, the Awesome Truth, whatever the hell they're calling themselves.
Yeah.
And Rob here. I'll say this. It's in Philly. Someone or one team is going to come back, and yes, they were in ACW at one point. Here's a hint. Devon, get the tables.
Wow, the Dudley Boys. Wow. Could the Hardys come back?
Are they still under AEW?
I think one of them is and one of them isn't. So, yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah, I like that. I like that little prediction there from Rob. That's an interesting one. I know recently they did throw a little hint on a podcast saying, hey, we got a little bit left in the tank. If WWE calls us out, we'll be ready to go. Let's get to the other mid-card match. This is for the United States Championship. Another match where I think there potentially could be a title change. You've got Randy Orton, the Viper, making his... he was in the Elimination Chamber match. I almost made a mistake there. But Randy Orton fighting in WrestleMania. You also got Kevin Owens, and you've got the defending champion, Logan Paul. This is an interesting one. We've kind of seen Kevin Owens and Randy Orton joining sides in this building up. You're kind of waiting to see who's going to turn on who. Maybe that plays into how Logan Paul ends up winning this match. I don't know, James. I think that this is an interesting one, and I think there's a decent amount of little storylines and little bullet points / plot pivots in this match.
Yeah, I could see this. I really can't see Orton winning it because it would be weird with the United States title. I feel like he's going to move on. Wow, someone just said Sean.
Johnny Boy.
Sean. I disagree with my man Sean here. I think Kevin Owens is going to win. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like Orton's going to go on. I don't know if he's going to feud with someone who has a title after. I just feel like it's weird with the Randy Orton with the. I don't know if it's like a step down. I don't know. I know he's all for helping younger guys now. Um, you got two people saying Orton, so obviously, maybe they're onto something. I'm gonna go Kevin Owens. I think Kevin Owens wins.
I got to do it. I really think Logan Paul is going to hold that title. I know it sounds crazy, and this is the pay-per-view where a lot of people think the tides change. It's the coming of new guys, but I think James said it perfectly. I think Logan Paul kind of, I think they've already kind of teased him a little bit with that championship match against Roman Reigns. They don't want to give him a title quite yet. I think he's got a little bit ways to go for a major title. I think he holds this title right now. I think Kevin Owens has been doing great work in the ring, and I think Randy Orton as well. I think you'll see, if not both, but one of those guys get a main event match at one of these cards down the line. If Cody Rhodes was to win, you got Randy Orton waiting at his pedestal, at his doorstep. So that could be an interesting match to come forward. I don't think Randy Orton really needs this title. I'm going to say Logan Paul wins, keeps the title in Prime, and this is the first pay-per-view we're going to be seeing Prime on the bottom. That's going to be interesting.
Josh, let me ask you this. If I had to rank them who I thought would win, I would go Orton last. Paul and Owens, I could flip-flop, but because I said Owens, I'd go Paul, Owens. How would you rank them?
I think I would say Kevin Owens last. I think Randy Orton second, Logan Paul. I don't know. I think
there's also got to be some people that retain. So maybe Jake Paul, Logan Paul, my bad.
Thinking about that Mike Tyson fight. But we got Sean here. Orton doesn't need the title, but it would be good momentum for him going into the main event picture. I mean, they do say these mid-card titles leap you to main event matches. And Rob, I'm going to save that comment for a little bit later. We're almost there, Rob. We're almost to those interesting ones. We're going to get to this one, and I want to give this one a decent amount of screen time here because, a lot of people kind of complaining that this match hasn't gotten enough. This one's been building for a little bit, and I think that there's a lot of plot points that we've talked about, and we're definitely going to dive back into here. This is for the Workhorse Championship. Drew McIntyre challenging in what feels like could be his last, main event, not main event, but title shot for a little bit here. He's wants his moment. He's going up against Seth freaking Rollins, the Monday Night Messiah, that guy, my guy. This is an interesting one. Drew McIntyre has been clamoring. He never got his moment in front of the fans. He needs that title to move forward. Seth Rollins, too focused on the bloodline. James, comments, let them flush in here. What are your thoughts? I want to give this one a decent amount of time here because I think there's a lot of potential outcomes to come for this match.
Great build-up. McIntyre, what they've done with his character is pretty unique. I'm glad they kind of obviously there's been contract stuff. Seems like he is going to re-sign with them. Obviously, they've been saying nothing set in stone. He wants to take some time off maybe. But if you put the title on him, he's obviously not going to do that. I think he deserves the title. I think you can do, maybe Seth takes some time off. His deal's coming up too. I think he'll stay, as I mentioned earlier. Drew, for what he's done with his character in the last 2 months, what a turnaround, man. This guy went from the sword that was kind of boring, and his character is phenomenal. Just ripping CM Punk all the time. They're obviously building that up for maybe a SummerSlam or whenever. I know they said September, so something down the road. Sean saying, my guy Drew. I know you've been a big fan of him, Josh, too.
Yep.
In a weird way, Rollins is kind of stale too, I guess. Kind of with the Becky. I know his song is awesome and everyone loves that, but I'm talking like the character.
Yeah. Sure.
Maybe he turns heel. Drew wins. Drew gets it done and he defends it in his home. I think he gets it done.
100%. We got Sean here. Drew has had such an amazing evolution with his character. It's been so intriguing. I mean, he's been unbelievable.
His heel is great because he literally thinks he's right all the time. And it's really unique. They really don't have a heel like that. And one thing I want to say before this has nothing to do with this match, I did see at the end of Bray Wyatt's thing, they teased a return of Bo Dallas. So that is very interesting. I don't want to forget that. I don't know when that's going to be, if it's at the Rumble or whatever, but I'm intrigued, and I hope it's Uncle Howdy.
Oh, 100%. I mean, WWE right now is killing it with the documentaries. They just dropped the Bray Wyatt one that I got to give a look. And they dropped the Roman Reigns one. Got to give that a look too. And yeah, I mean, I actually meant to send that to you because in our wrestling group chat, everybody kind of felt as if, when is he never going to come back? Is he ever going to come back? Probably not. It's a very tragic thing that happened to Bray Wyatt. But I mean, I would love, and I'm pretty sure there's a silhouette of it being Uncle Howdy. I could be wrong.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. Yeah.
So I'd be happy with that. And we've got Rob out here. I might have already said this one, but and this is one of the storylines that I wanted to talk about here. Spoiler alert. Drew wins in front of the fans, but the senior Damian Priest cashes in his money in the bank and wins. I think this could be a potential thing here, James.
It's funny for someone who doesn't watch wrestling anymore. Rob sure knows a lot about it. I hope to God that's not it. That would suck for Drew. He deserves it. But yeah, I could definitely see it. So we'll see.
I think too, building up into it, I think honestly, I don't know. I think it builds into the whole Drew McIntyre thing with, I'm getting screwed. Then he kind of keeps rolling it, moves that forward, kind of like what they did with Cody last year, but in a different sense. So that could be interesting. And this is an interesting comment from Sean here. I mean, this is the opposite. I do think Judgment Day breaks up after Mania. So maybe this does come to a crashing halt. Maybe he doesn't successfully cash in. I don't think that's the case in terms of successfully cashing in. I think there's been 2 or 3 unsuccessful ones in a row. So I think that they have to moving forward. And we'll quickly get to this Uncle Howdy one before we get to the main event of night 1. I hope Uncle Howdy comes back. These promo teases I've been seeing with Bo Dallas have been amazing. Another guy who's been great on the mic too. Gets it from his brother. Good wrestling family there. Shout out the IRS man. And let's get to the main event of night 1. Talk about so many different implications in this match, James. This one I'm so excited for. And this is Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes taking on the final boss and the tribal chief in a huge match. This has a ton of stipulations in it. If Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins can somehow muster up a win against the tribal chief and the final boss, Cody Rhodes will be fighting Roman Reigns in a barred match. No bloodline, no interference, nothing. Not everything goes. It's just a regular one-on-one match. But if the final boss and the tribal chief win, it is a bloodline match. It is completely open and it is unsanctioned.
Yeah, you got to think The Rock and Roman are going to win this one. I actually think it's going to be a one-sided absolute beatdown. I think they're going to make Cody look extremely weak. I feel like, they're setting up, they're going to have all the odds stacked against Cody. And I think he will go into night 2 looking like he has no chance to win. I think you'll see a bunch of people appear in this one, though, or maybe they save it for night 2. But I think you may see – I don't know. Actually, I'll save that. I think that will be I agree with Sean here. I will say this. The final boss might be The Rock's best character.
Wow.
And it does remind me of Hollywood Hogan. I've heard that. I can see that a little bit. The vibes are kind of similar. James. Rob, I'll say this. So I'll end it here. I think that they're going to show Cody's mom. They'll show her with the blood on the belt, and they'll do all that stuff on that night. They'll beat the living piss out of Cody, I think.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that they've been alluding to for a while. We've seen it almost twice now. I mean, he's getting whipped with his own belt on Monday Night Raw, this past one that happened. And Cody Rhodes comes back. The crowd gets fired up. It'll be an interesting one. And I 1,000% agree, James. We'll get the 1,000% banner there with the James on it that John, our producer, made for us. 1,000%. I agree. I think that they're going to make The Rock and Roman specifically look very strong in this. I don't know if you mentioned it, but I think you might have said it, and I agree with you on this. I think there's going to be something weird that happens in this match, that one of the two out of the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, and the final boss in The Rock get kind of irritated with each other, or kind of like an eyebrow raising moment where someone misses or something happens. I don't know, which will lead into night 2. But moving forward, I think, Sean here, every time The Rock hits Cody with a belt, Cody Crybaby has tears. I thought it was ridiculous that he brought the little girl on the screen.
That's ridiculous.
He's talking about how he put tears in her face. But aside from that, I think these two are definitely going to win. There's going to be a bunch of different guys to come into that main event match in night 2, which we are finally going to get to. This match has been.
Hey, Josh, real quick, I'm gonna say Cody gets pinned night 1.
Cody gets pinned night 1, so he takes. Who's going to be the one to do it?
One. I'll say The Rock. The Rock is going to pin him.
Okay.
And it's going to rub Roman the wrong way.
How late do you think this night 1 card goes? Midnight?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Random question there. I just wanted to throw that one in. But let's get to the main event. This is the one everybody's been wanting to talk about. Cody Rhodes, the back-to-back Royal Rumble winner, the American Nightmare, taking on the tribal chief Roman Reigns, who is surpassing so many legends, one of the longest reigning WWE and undisputed champions in the world, in the history of WWE. This one's going to be huge. And as James and myself were kind of previewing here, we both think everything's going to be on the line, completely open book. The Rock and Roman are going to win night 1 for both of us thinking. So that means we're going to see a lot of different people show up, James. I'll go first. I'll leave it for you to go last. But some things I think that are going to happen in this main event are going to be shockers. I got a really huge one that I've been waiting to talk about. I saw it on TikTok. I kind of kept it under the radar. I was like, all right, I think there's a real chance for this to happen. Talk about that after. But this is going to be a great match. It's going to main event. They're going to get a bunch of screen time. The entrances are going to be unbelievable. Maybe Downstate makes a live performance for Cody. You never know. But I think he finally does get to finish his story. He climbs all these hurdles. Maybe we do see Stone Cold come out to help him. You know The Rock's going to get involved. You know the bloodline's going to come out. You know Solo's going to come out. And there's going to be this weird thing that happens where we're thinking, here we go again. Roman Reigns is going to win in a heel way. I think Cody gets it done. And I think someone who's going to come out to help him is going to be MJF. It's a bold, weird take of mine. He's still not. He still is not on AEW's website. Pennsylvania is very close to his hometown. Just want to say that out there. They're in Pittsburgh. They're in Pennsylvania. They're in Philly. And there's going to be a lot of huge celebrities there. I really think there's a potential chance for MJF to come out, help Cody Rhodes. That builds into the whole AEW thing. I know he's been vocal about wanting Cody to finish his story. I don't know. Sean saying hot take, Goldust comes back to help Cody. I mean, there's so many different potential chances here.
That's my take, man. I think Goldust is going to show up. I think you'll see Cena. I know Cena can't do much physically because he's in a movie and like some insurance stuff, but
for sure.
I think you may see Stone Cold. I think Seth Rollins will probably appear again.
Sure. Jay, maybe.
But yeah, Jay will definitely appear for that too. Yeah. And then I think something weird will happen. I don't know if Roman will hit The Rock with like a spear or something will happen. That the one thing I don't want to happen if Cody wins, I don't want someone else to take out Roman and make it look like it's kind of like a weak win. I want him to beat Roman clean, even though there's a bunch of other things going on. Like I don't want Stone Cold to stun Roman and then he pins him. I also don't want them to do too much in this match. Like I think don't overthink it. This match is going to be great anyways. But I think you'll see a bunch of people appear. I'll say, I hope, if not, this whole thing makes no sense. Cody's got to win it.
For sure, James. He's going.
And then I think you can build up Rock and Roman. And I think actually The Rock will keep being a heel. And I think Roman could be, a good guy and all that going forward to face and see what happens. But I don't think you need a title to build that up. So that's
Not
my
at all.
prediction. Cody finishes the damn story finally. I think his wife will be there. He mentioned on Ariel's thing that she'll be there in some way. So maybe she plays a part in this, slaps like Roman or someone. If Cody does not win, Sean, I am going to cry in front of you at your house. So get the tissues ready.
We've got Sean. I don't think that's such a wild take anymore. I do think there's potential for MJF to come back right now. If they go to Netflix and are not going to be PG anymore, it would be the perfect time for MJF. I don't know. It's just weird. Part of AEW would be insane, especially going up against Collision. If he's not under contract, I think WWE is going to grab their paws on him. But let's not take away from that. I agree. I think Cody does finish his story. And that wraps up our WrestleMania preview. I just want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in. I think it's going to be a great, great night. That's my bold take. People will hold me to that. MJF coming back. Maybe we see Uncle Howdy. But I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to say special thanks to John and everybody on the Kirk Minahan Show Network for letting this show go up. Special. It was great. And thank you to everybody for tuning in. And see you guys next time.
Thanks, guys. Are we off?